Hey there, thanks for tuning in. If you don't want to listen to me ramble about my process in building this house, then you can scrub along the timeline and you'll find the screenshots at the end of the video. Moving forward, hello again. This house took me a while to finish, and I mean by a while, it took me months to finish, simply because I wasn't really inspired in finishing it because I initially had this idea to build or recreate the Bates Motel in The Sims because of the paranormal activity stuff pack. I was thinking, what would be a nice build with that pack in mind, because I thought it would be a high yield search item for me since I just started YouTube when I initially started this build, which was like towards the end of January. I just wanted to find a house where I could be found easily. So I thought about Bates Motel simply because, one, it's a really iconic house for such topics or things paranormal. I mean, it's not really paranormal in a sense. It's about a serial killer guy. I don't even remember Psycho or the premise of Psycho. I just know it's about Norman Bates and his infatuation with his mother. Leads him to kill her, leads him to kill other girls. I don't know. But it was iconic enough for me to think it would be a perfect fit for paranormal activity stuff pack build. Anyways, since I didn't really know much about the film, I wasn't so inspired to finish it at that time, and it was a very lofty idea in hindsight because I'm kind of a perfectionist, and I really wanted to recreate, like really tried to stay true with the images I saw online. I saw some renders of the Bates Motel itself, so I used that as a basis for this build. I should probably link his website down below because I used his models for reference, and it was very helpful for me to recreate the build. Although I don't think it's really accurate. Mine is compared to the original, it's brighter, or it's not as dilapidated in the film Psycho or in the series Bates Motel. Although for most of the interior shots, or most of my interior designing inspiration came from the TV show itself. I personally really haven't watched the show. I just know Freddie Heimer's in it, Chocolate Factory and everything, and very for Vera. Is it Vera? Yeah, Vera. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. The actress from Conjuring, all those scary films. Or is it Gillian Anderson? I'm Gillian Anderson, who's like Margaret Thatcher in The Crown right now. I can't recall. I can't also look it up at right now, because if I do any movements to my desk, it will affect the mic, and I want the audio to be as clear as it can possibly be. Anyways, yeah, because I am not like a big Psycho fan, I just looked up renders of their house and the motel online and just tried to do my best to recreate it in The Sims with some creative liberties, of course. So yeah, here it is. And it took me a while to finish because, like I said, I don't really remember. I mean, I thought of Psycho because I remember watching it as a little kid, like around 10 or 11. I watched it when you're not really allowed to stay up that late and watch something from HBO, and I saw this thing. I saw Psycho was playing or was running in HBO, and I watched it with my brother, and I just the scenes that stuck out the most is the scene with Norman cheating a little bird, and I think it comes alive, or that scene where he pushes the car into the lake when I think inside of it had the stab victim, the famous curtain, the famous what do you call that? I don't know if I can recreate it with I can I can recreate the sound with my mouth, but famous shower curtain scene where stabs the young lady. I don't know if she's the same lady that he puts in the trunk of his car or her car, and then pushes the car into a lake, which you will see I put a reference to that scene at the back of the motel. But yeah, I do not show you, well, I do show you most of the build. Obviously, it is a speed build, but I don't show you most of the landscaping I did for this house. Obviously, by now we're like 6 minutes into the video. I'm landscaping right now. I'm just highlighting, or I've just included the main landscaping I did for this build, but everything else I just cut out because I did a rough cut or a first cut of all the footage I had for this build, and it was like an hour long, and I really tried to condense it to like 25 minutes, or my maximum for speed builds, or my general rule for speed builds is 25 minutes long. If it's any longer than that, I just don't think it's worth anyone's time, and I don't think I can talk to myself for 25 minutes or more. I actually have, you know what, I think because I watch the Spiffing Brit. If you don't know him, look him up. He looks for exploits in games and sometimes in real life, which is quite entertaining. And when he posts a new video, he publishes it as a live stream. I think he live streams his new videos. His pre-recorded videos. These are already edited videos. I don't know if he facilitates the whole live stream, like connects with his audience while the pre-recorded video is playing. But for me, in the future, I'm still thinking about it. If it's route. Wait, there's a plane flying over us. Sorry, I live quite near an airport. Not really near, but obviously a plane can reach a lot of places. So yeah, they fly rather near us. Anyways, maybe in the future I'll live stream a pre-recorded speed build, and if I have a bigger audience, maybe in the future I'll live stream a pre-recorded speed build, and I'll do this voiceover at the same time. Like I'll be watching the pre-recorded speed build live with all of you guys, and we can interact as the speed build is going. I'm not sure if that's a good idea because it's kind of hard talking to yourself for 25 minutes. I ramble and I get really conscious about how I should pronounce certain things, and I stutter a lot. I've always stuttered growing up. I'm dyslexic. I have a hard time reading in general and pronouncing words. Like I think in my head I know I'm pronouncing it properly, but my mouth can't follow my brain. There's a term for it. I just don't remember what it is called at the moment. So yeah, now we're indoors. I'm now furnishing the house, and if you will notice that you will notice while furnishing the house, I move less, or I move the camera less, because for the exterior of the build, I did that like around January, or no, late January, early February, and then I just forgot about it. And then I didn't furnish it at all because I was so not looking forward to furnishing something so big. I know this isn't really big in comparison to other big house builds out there, but for me, someone who likes making small homes in The Sims and like dystopian looking houses, container homes, and eco living kind of homes, this was quite difficult for me because I intrinsically didn't have any motivation or inspiration for it, other than that I wanted to create a house with the paranormal activity pack in mind. And when the paranormal activity pack came out, found that the style isn't really similar to the art direction of Psycho or Bates Motel. So it wasn't it didn't really, it was null and voided by the time it was out, or by the time I could finally use it for this build. Anyways, yeah, I just used, there are a fair amount of pictures, like set photos from the Bates Motel TV series. So I used that as a reference to build the interior of the house. I mean, obviously not a carbon copy of it, but hopefully I was able to at least recreate the vibe in The Sims. I generally like or enjoy recreating houses from TV shows or films that I'm very interested in, because like I said, I actually wanted to be a cinematographer. I actually wanted to study film growing up, but I grew up in an Asian family, and the only thing we knew was studying medicine or sciences. So that was not something that was part of my curriculum. Although it was an interest of mine, I never. I did engage it. I used to own like a, a video camera. A video camera. I'm sorry. I'm just. I don't know if my brother's going down, so I don't know if I'll be interrupted anytime or any moment now. So sorry for the pause, or I can always just cut the pause. Yeah. So I never had the opportunity to really practice it on my own. I just watched other people or read a lot about it, and I never got the opportunity to venture into like cinematography or directing or screenwriting, simply because it wasn't part of the curriculum of in my school. It wasn't something people were actively seeking for. Everybody was just studying how to become an engineer, how to become a medical doctor, how to be a medical technologist or a nurse or anything under sciences or engineering in general. And most of my friends were also heading towards that path. I didn't have a friend that was like, we had journalism. We had people who wanted to be a news anchor or a news writer, but other than that, any other creative mediums, not really. I have friends who are fine art students, but that was just those were few people, not really a majority of us were interested in those kinds of stuff, but those were the friends that I were closest to, so yeah. But anyways, enough about career choices and failed dreams. When I got into building the interior, in general, when I make houses in The Sims, I treat it as a form of art therapy. It's soothing to me for some reason, like listening to like lo-fi music or listening to some tunes on Spotify or somebody's playlist in YouTube. I just find it really soothing after a stressful day to spend like 3 hours a day building a house. Sometimes I would even spend 5 hours. And that's just not me playing the game. It's just me making stuff, like making houses. Yeah. So I have an outline here and content. And I think I already discussed future content with, my idea of live streaming pre-recorded speed builds. If I have a bigger audience, if I ever get a bigger audience and I can real time interact with you guys for like 25 minutes or 30 minutes. And we'll see, because when you're doing speed builds and you're speeding up video, it can get really dizzying. And I am a very motion sick person. I get motion sick very easily. So when I watch speed builds in my personal time, I don't really look at the person building. I do sometimes, like I'll look at it at my second monitor while I'm working on something. But in general, I stay watching the speed build because of the person talking behind it, and which leads me to my other idea for this YouTube channel is, I I don't know why I thought I identify it as a podcast, but to me it kind of is, because I know podcasting and YouTube is kind of different. They're not the same thing, but essentially speed builds are like 25-minute podcasts. So yeah, I'm trying to practice podcast etiquette so it sounds better to you guys when I edit it or when I publish it on YouTube. And yeah, still I still record my videos, or I still record my audio like really late at night when everybody's asleep, and I still record my audio when here in our living room, where no one can hear me. One is because I don't want to be heard by my parents and my brother, and second, I also don't want to wake them up with me talking to myself. And the reason why I want to really do well with these podcast type videos is I was part of a production company while I was in college. That's what really fueled my desire or my passion for film, because I was a production design member. Although I had friends, we were like divided into 5 groups, and I was under the production design group. I was friends with a lot of people who were part of the hosting group, and they would have these workshops where they try to get better at hosting, at doing voiceovers, because that is a part of the services that we provide as a nonprofit production company for the university. So basically, if there's like a play, or if there's like a award show, or if there's like a concert where the people my school or my college goes to for those kinds of services. And yeah, I do set designs. I have friends who host. I have friends who take pictures and videos. I have friends who what do you call this? Do graphic design, yeah. And but in general, all those groups need to know how to do stage management. That's like an essential part of our organization. So even though I would design sets for other people, I needed to engage in stage management work. There's a whole process behind that, but anyways, yeah, that's why I wanna improve my podcast or my video quality or video production quality for my YouTube channel, because I had that background and I know how important those things are in order to make engaging content for you people. And hopefully I eventually do that in the future. I get the ingredients right, or I know, or I figure it out down the line. Like I have what do you call this? A set way of doing things, like a formula for my videos that will keep you engaged and entertained as I keep publishing over over the months or over the years, or what. So how long I want to do this channel for. But this channel really is for me. It's just to help me cope with certain things with life at the moment. It's just in general bad. And like I said, building in The Sims is like art therapy, and I've always wanted to learn how to do video production, edit videos in general, edit pictures in general. So this just naturally allows me to do all those things and hopefully entertain you guys along the way, because I mean, it's a positive thing. I don't think I'm hurting anyone with my content, and I don't know if you find any value in the content I bring you. Hopefully keeps you entertained for 25 minutes or so or less with my stop motion. I don't know. But yeah, that's my whole reasoning behind this whole YouTube channel, just to get better at things I've always wanted to get better at or never had a chance to get better at, because I was focusing on my science degree. And in the long run, hopefully you guys enjoy it too, because maybe I'm entertaining. You don't know. You'll never know. Podcast. Hey, I don't know if I have a voice that's worth listening to. We're approaching the screenshots, and yep, here we are. Screenshots of the facade of the build, the entrance, landscaping the facade of the motel. I don't know if 4 seconds long for each photo is long enough, but you can always pause the video if you want to look at all the finer details, which I'll appreciate. And here's just an overhead of the motel and a shot of the river lake thing with the car, wink wink, little Easter egg for you. Just the landscaping around the house, and yeah, overhead of the landscape again, and then here we are with the interior of the build. Interior of the build with the walkway. Again, creative liberties with all the interior of the house. I don't know if it's accurate. I just think the placement is correct because there's a floor plan available online for you to view. So at least I know the floor plan is correct. Although the basement, it's not. You have to access it outside the house and not inside. So that's the only difference. But yeah, there's an attic, I think. Here's the bathroom with a little Easter egg somewhere in this photo if you can spot it. And here's the room of the mother. Quite extravagant. Don't know if it's accurate, but hey, I tried. And this is Norman's room. Again, no idea if it's accurate, but like I said, tried. And here's the attic with the one significant paranormal activity related pack for it, in it. I don't know. So, and now here's the attic with a little Easter egg. If you get the skeleton Easter egg, then good for you. And now the overheads for each floor. So yeah, again, thank you for watching the video. I really do appreciate people who stay this long to listen to me and ramble. And I hope you're having a great day wherever you are, and see you soon. Bye-bye.